This video shows an enhancement to the action JavaScript action that allows you to open a dialog component in response to a button click. So you can see here that we have a dialog component. It's a trivial dialog component and it has the customer ID here, and when I click open dialog, we're going to go now and open another dialog component, and this dialog is going to be pre-populated with the customer ID that is shown over there. So the dialog that I'm opening in this window here obviously has been bound to the customer table. So if I go there now and change that to say 5 and then click open dialog, we see customer number 5. So going back to the builder, and then let's look now at the definition of this action JavaScript button over here. So this is just a standard open a dialog component action, but if we go and edit it, we'll see that there's this new section here called populate the dialog with data from a table, and if you choose this option, then you can specify the primary key in one of three ways. You can specify an explicit primary key right now, or you can specify some control on the current component, which could either be a grid or a dialog, from which you want to read the primary key values, or you could specify a session variable that contains the primary key. So in this case we said controls on the current component, and then we brought up the selector, and there was only one control to select from right now, which was the customer ID field. So by doing that, we've now automatically specified that when the window opens and shows the dialog, it should be pre-populated with data. And what we've done over here is really just nothing more than a shortcut for defining the on dialog initialize event in this dialog over here, but it's much easier to do it using this approach over here. Now we can see that this is quite powerful, because if I go, for example, and turn this container here into a repeating section, and then let's go over to preview and change that to 1 and 4 and say 5. If I give focus to the first repeating section row and then I open up the dialog, I see Janet Rebo, which is customer 3. If I give focus there, that's Michael Graham, customer number 1, and then click there, and that's David Mesner, customer number 4. So you can see that we're reading the value from the control that currently has focus. So this is a nice, powerful enhancement that doesn't really add new functionality per se, because you could have easily done this using the on dialog initialize event in this component, but using these properties here just makes it much easier to do the task. Thanks very much.